freaking happy. I hope it doesn't stop with them. It doesn't stop with Newsom and Fauci. I know the states are going to be going after him. It's accountability time, and we who have been behind this freaking movement for 9 years, we deserve it, and I want to see it. All of it.
Do you remember the liberal media would sit there and say, do you think, is he going to prison? Is he going to prison?
Yeah.
And they'd be up there talking to each other with orgasmic glee.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the PBD podcast absolutely shredding Letitia James and Alvin Bragg in this epic clip. But the breakdown here isn't just about legal battles. It's about exposing the political maneuvering and judicial overreach that's been at play for years. What we're seeing is a reckoning, a moment of long overdue accountability. Let's get into this, where the PBD podcast absolutely shred Letitia James and Alvin Bragg.
Yeah.
What Bill O'Reilly has just done is gone past the headlines. One of the things I used to enjoy about Bill O'Reilly was the talking points memo, because I used to think it was very well thought out, and it was very articulate and specific, and would take you as a viewer down the path to see what he's talking about. He's right. He's calling the current mayor. The mayors are ornaments. The real power is state legislature. The real thing is the governor. And so he's going after them. I believe that they're right. And by the way, this is not a revenge campaign. This was judicial activism, illegally using the power of the judiciary and the AG to go after a political opponent. The Biden administration was completely complicit, or it's one of the three. They either liked what was going on and didn't stop it, they instigated it, or they called the shot. One way or another, the Biden administration was right there with Letitia James. Do you think Letitia James files those suits if the Biden administration doesn't read it and say, yeah, I like it? Wait a minute, the fifth count there, kind of move it around a little bit. And Alvin Bragg, remember we broke down how he turned 3 counts into 14 or whatever it was?
Yeah.
This right here is exactly why the PBD podcast is one of the best at cutting through the noise. Alvin Bragg literally manipulated the system to stack charges in a way that makes no sense. I mean, come on. Turning every single step of writing a check into a separate crime, that's not justice. That's an agenda. And the fact that it's all unraveling now, yeah, that's karma hitting like a freight train.
When he made, every check was, you wrote the check, you signed the check, you processed the check, and each step he was claiming was a misdemeanor grade 3, which he rolled up to felony, low-level felony. Yeah, guess what? That's, you can't do that. That's militarizing the Justice Department, and guess what? It's illegal.
Yeah.
And they're going to find out what they did was complicit, was conspiratorial. And in my opinion, that's what's going to happen here. And what Bill O'Reilly is unpacking is what is the method that's going to go. And Pam Bondi, let me tell you.
She means business.
Yeah, and this is where the hypocrisy really starts to stink. Letitia James and Alvin Bragg went all in, convinced they had the upper hand. But what happens when you weaponize the system for political revenge? It backfires hard. And honestly, watching this all play out feels like a masterclass in poetic justice. The PBD podcast is spot on. This isn't about the law. This is about people in power abusing their positions to go after a political opponent.
She means business. You might as well play the Darth Vader music. Bum, bum, bum,
I love
bum,
it.
Because she's coming for it. Because what these people did is they crossed the line.
And I think why they did it is because they thought, Tom, that this plan, that the entire left, the deep, whatever the hell you want to call them, it was all going to work. Let's try to destroy him. Let's try to say he was, the R word. I don't even want to say it. That he did it with that crazy, what was that crazy girl's name? The blonde chick that told Anderson Cooper that she thought rape was...
E. Jean Carroll. All that. The Stormy Daniels, everything. Tom, if you're going all in as a prosecutor and as a IG... You were promised, like, hey, listen, we're going to win. We're going to destroy him. There's no way he's going to win. And then there's an assassination attempt. Failed. They thought they thought either Biden or Kamala was going to be president right now and that they were going to be fine. They had no idea that he was going to win. They went all in. And this makes me so...
I don't know about you guys, but I'm loving every second of this. These people really thought they were untouchable. Letitia James and Alvin Bragg went all in on lawfare, convinced that Trump was done. But guess what? He's still standing, and now the tables are turning. I mean, just imagine the panic behind closed doors right now. They never thought they'd have to answer for this, but now, oh, they're sweating.
Freaking happy. I hope it doesn't stop with them. It doesn't stop with Newsom and Fauci. I know the states are going to be going after him. It's accountability time, and we who have been behind this freaking movement for 9 years, we deserve it, and I want to see it. All
Do you
of
remember
it.
the liberal media would sit there and say, do you think, is he going to prison? Is he going to prison?
Yeah.
And they'd be up there talking to each other with orgasmic glee.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that they just couldn't wait for him to be there. Well, when he's sentenced, when he goes,
Yeah.
and you would hear that word, goes. And what they were thinking that he was going to be in prison. And
Or
you're finding
dead,
out,
Tom,
and finding
or
out now,
dead.
some of those people you mentioned are the corner loan shark. He's going after Capone.
Yes. Yeah.
So a lot of people think that Trump, after he got shot, he sort of found Jesus and found God. He's become more religious. I actually think it's something a little bit different than that. I think he's on his almost gladiator, Maximus Decimus Meridius revenge tour, and he's just going to make everybody pay. I don't think this has to do with like, I have a second chance on life and let me get closer to God and let me do all the right things. I think he's completely, and I mean this in a positive way, vindictive and wants to vindicate himself from everything that happened. I feel like he watched the movie Gladiator, and it basically was like, my name is Donald Trump Decimus Meridius, commander of the legions of the North, and the true servant of the true Emperor Marcus Aurelius, a husband to a murdered wife, father to a murdered son, and I'll have my vengeance in this life or the next. And I feel like he's just going after
And you know what, Pat? Rightly so. I mean, think about what he's gone through for the past almost 9 years, from Obama and all those, deep state spying on him and Russia collusion and the impeachments and that's just 3 of them. There's so many of them. He deserves it. And I know people are like, well, he shouldn't be and he should be above it. No. You tried to destroy him, and it's retribution time. It's payback. He could do, and people are like, he should be worried about running the country. No. He's running it just fine. But you know what? Now he's going to go back and turn around and be like, you tried to destroy me. You used lawfare, and he's going after everybody. And it makes me feel good that he wasn't just talking about it. He promised it, and he's doing it.
By the
It's
way,
justice, and they're scared.
But let me just say this to you guys. I cannot tell you how monumental November 5th was. Because if Kamala would have won, none of this stuff would have happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yeah. This clip from the PBD podcast is a brutal takedown of everything Letitia James and Alvin Bragg have been trying to pull. They thought they could get away with it, but reality is catching up fast. Justice is finally swinging back the other way, and honestly, it's about time.